Andy Scott talks about when Brian Connolly, lead singer of Sweet, just couldn't do it anymore. I'm John Bowden from Rocky Stream Music. Brian Connolly was an iconic singer. Unfortunately, he had a problem with the bottle, which slowly tore him apart. We talked to Andy Scott about Brian and the band Sweet.
I was going to ask you what the shape of the band was at that time. I remember going out and buying the album because I'd heard that song on the radio. And I was always curious because back then we didn't have the internet. We didn't know what was going on in bands unless you bought Rolling Stone magazine in North America. We only had Rolling Stone magazine. We had nothing.
I think the shape of the band was okay. I mean, Brian's erratic life kind of pulled the three of us more together.
Okay.
Because it would, especially when we were on tour in America, and you could see him not quite on the same page as us. There were times when he would wander off stage and we would do a song without him. There was one gig where he was so gone at the beginning that our manager grabbed him and dragged him off stage, and we had to finish the set with just the three of us. And this was at a time where we'd only just started to get a keyboard player in, and that keyboard player was looking at us on stage going, what the hell's going on here? You know, and we're just kind of going, just carry on. We then knew that the writing was on the wall, because you can't go on stage before having had Cheap Trick open for you. You're in the middle and Bob Seger's finishing, and you're the band that everybody's walking away thinking, oh God, they were a bit weird, weren't they? You know,
you talked with Bob Seger for quite a long time. I forgot about that.
Yeah. He was he was on Capitol Records. It seemed to be an ideal fit. I mean, I loved the sax player Alto Reed. You know, he was.
We just lost him.
In fact, he sadly, but Bob, I think, had issues with substances, perhaps, or a beer or two. I remember his tour manager saying nobody offered Bob anything, no alcohol. You know, I remember Alto coming into our dressing room every night to just have a slug of Jack Daniels or something. You know, he said there's sod all in our dressing room. It's as dry as a nun's private parts in there. You know, and it was, so we got to know Alto rather well. You know.
But was there a time with all of you just realized there's nothing you could do? Brian was going to be Brian, and he was going to fulfill whatever he had to fulfill.
The only person, and I've known a couple of guys, good friends, who I thought I'd lost one. I just didn't see him for years. And sadly, he died back end of last year. All of a sudden, we didn't see my friend. When he did come back into our lives, which was probably after about 19 years, we didn't see him from the early 90s until about 2010, something like that. When he did come back, he said, I can come back now. I can come in a pub with you. I don't need to drink. He was obviously trying his best. And Brian, and he came out with those immortal words. There's only one person who can solve the problem. You can't solve it for me. I have to do it. Because if you don't, you know, and that was always the problem. Brian would promise the world and give nothing because something else would take over. You know, that's the problem. You want him to be lucid. You want him to, this is why, as the albums progress, there's more of Steve singing and me singing, because it's trying to get the performance out of Brian, who should be, you know, the lead singer. I've always liked your singing.
I've always liked your singing.
Well, it's a difficult one. I never envisaged myself as a lead singer, but I can sing.
Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos, and buy a Rock History Music t-shirt. They're beautiful. You can get a hoodie, you can get a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, socks, anything you want, we've got it. Links in the description of this video, and it helps support our channel. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music.